everybody, welcome back for another edition of the Club Cool podcast. I am your host, Barrett Dudley, and I'm here in the Washed Media Studios, joined on the other side of the table by Mr. Phil Battaglia. Phil, what is happening today?
Hey, man.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's going all right, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we've got some exciting stuff coming up here, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah. We're going on staycation together. We're getting a little pool days off. Memorial Day weekend, historically, in my mind at least, very, very rainy weekend here in Austin.
Great.
It's obviously we have been hit with I believe what we call in the biz a La Nina cycle. Or maybe it's El Nino. I'm not actually sure which, but lots of rain. It's been wet. We talked about it up front on last week's pod as well. Today, no rain, just absolutely brutal humidity. Do you think anybody from that moves here from California actually understands what is happening here, like with the weather?
Right. No.
I truly don't. I really, really don't, because we also we're just on very similar wavelengths, because we're also we're both going to California. Now, that California, same but different trips.
Yes.
Right. We will not go together to California.
Unfortunately.
But we're experiencing different locales, I believe, with probably their own little Southern California microclimates to boot. But I'll be in San Diego, right? We're going to talk about vacation. We're going to talk about swim. We're going to talk about shoes for the beach. We're going to talk about, we've been getting our doors busted down, just people begging for us to talk about pool stuff and vacation gear, and also what shoes do I wear to the beach. That's the biggest question. Mm-hmm. Like, what's my vacation shoe? Mm-hmm. Because I don't know. So we're gonna package all of this up into a wonderful podcast for you today. But San Diego, I've not been since I was probably a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like looking at the weather, and I'm like reading a month by month what San Diego weather is like, and it's like, number one, it rains like 10 days a year there.
Yeah.
Number two, it never gets over 75. Just ever.
Yeah. I wonder why people want to live there.
Why do people want to leave there? That's what I'm asking. It truly bottles the mind, right? Because, and I understand that, like, your politics are shit, but our politics are shit too.
Yeah. Like,
maybe like your federal and your state is all messed up, but so is ours, man. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not any better here. I guess we're a little bit nicer on your pocketbook, which is what matters to people at the end of the day. But
yeah.
I mean, check out that property tax, because it's going up 10% every single year, the max they can from here on out.
Ooh, baby.
And I like days like today, I always, I'm looking at this trip, prepping for, nothing below 60 and nothing above 75, and I'm like, what the hell are these people doing?
Stay where you're at.
I guess we don't have to deal with wildfires here. Maybe it's the wildfires.
Not yet, dude. Why couldn't Westlake burn?
Well, Bastrop's burned before,
right?
It's not out of the question. Anyway, everybody just cool your jets. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Stay where you are. Just let us have this disgusting weather, and you keep your perfect weather, and we'll call it a day. But I'm very much looking forward to experiencing said lovely weather very, very soon here. Phil, I was at a NASCAR race this past weekend.
Yeah.
I went out to COTA.
Those are your people.
Producer Randy was out there. Randy, what'd you think?
Rainy.
It was rainy.
One word answer from Randy.
Randy said it was rainy. Rainy Randy, that's what we call him. Yeah, it was a scene, man.
Oh yeah.
You think that, I feel like you have an idea of what people are going to look like at a NASCAR race, but you probably tell yourself, like, there's no way it actually lives up to that, that these are just caricatures. This is an exaggeration. This is hyperbolic. There's going to be a lot of normal-looking people out there. That's false. It is very, 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 very much what you expect it to look like and feel like and be like.
Fuck yeah.
Now, at the same time, I don't mean to be derisive about it, because I do not pay attention to NASCAR. I know the names of the popular drivers, and for the most part, that's it. And also, like, if you ask me who's like the most popular driver, I'm still probably going to throw out a name like Dale Jr. or Jeff Gordon,
right?
Or who was the one guy? He did Carl. He did backflips off the car.
Yeah.
Carl Stewart? No, Carl Everett.
No, Tony Stewart is who you're thinking of.
Tony Stewart?
He was the bad boy.
Yeah, but there's a Carl too.
There's a Carl.
Crazy Carl. Mm-hmm. But now, I still know, like, the guys like Kyle Busch.
Yep.
Joey Logano.
He's a big dog.
Yeah, he
Big
was
name.
like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Like I remember him being like this crazy young kid, and
Uh-huh.
now he's like he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, the race was like it's awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and doing the road race for NASCAR is very new, and I know that everybody's like all jazzed on F1 right now because of the show on Netflix. Are you
Yeah.
watching that show?
Oh yeah.
So you probably you're obsessed with F1 now, right?
I mean, to an extent, I'm
Yeah.
not paying like $350 to go out to COTA to watch it.
You're not?
No.
No. Okay. Have you ever? But you've been to a race?
I've been to a NASCAR race.
Okay.
Never to a F1 race.
All right.
I just like I like the whole thing. I like the fast cars. I like the noise. NASCAR is not the most fun sport to watch on TV. Everybody
No.
agrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go watch it live.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Watching the smell
these-
of that fuel
Yeah.
and like the vibration of the cars and like how loud it is, and to get a firsthand perspective of the speeds that these guys are going will make you change your mind very quickly.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
This. I mean, we had really cool seats where we were right across from pit row. Pit road. Excuse me. And so we were on the straightaway, and so we're also like 3 rows back, and so we're just watching the entire pack like zip through, and it is so incredibly loud.
Yeah.
It like rumbles every organ in your body.
Yeah.
And it is very, very cool. I love that they're doing road racing now. Anyway, yeah, you get very into it. You're watching on the screens. You're watching these people. The funniest part about the NASCAR race on Sunday was that like it's already a road race, which they're not used to. So they're driving very slow around like the
right.
little turns. But it rained all day, so there's puddles. It's slick. They all got their rain tires on. I'm telling you, like on some of the sharper turns, they're going like 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But you would not know that from the announcers. Like, oh my God, it's the hardest pass he could make. And like you're just like it's like you're jostling for a parking spot at the grocery store. But very, very intense stuff. Absolutely. It's like I got in my car and like I left a little bit early. I put on the Sirius XM channel.
You wanted to hear
to
Right.
listen to the rest of the race, man.
You're in now.
Like I was invested, and so. It was simultaneous. You know, it met some expectations about what it would feel like and how the people would be dressed and appear. A lot of interesting individuals out there, but also it was it was, you know, I could easily be hooked.
Did you rent the scanner to listen to the radio?
No, but that's obviously the pro move.
You have to.
The pro move is getting the headphone because, like, I'll tell you what. You can't sit there and watch those guys pass at that speed 68 times in a row without some type of ear protection.
Yeah.
And so we had like little, shitty little earplugs.
The scanner is great.
Having the full on
Yeah.
ear protection with the scanner,
It's a lot of fun to
That's the
listen to them talk, and with the spotters, that's a whole nother thing. The spotters have such a difficult job. And they can tell the cars. Now they're positioned way up, in the bird's nest or whatever, and they can tell like if they're at their back wheel, if they're at their fender, when they're at the door, when they're passing, and all that. That's a underrated job. But also, were you allowed to BYOB?
No. Not COTA is a full like concession,
Okay.
$9 beer type spot.
I bet that NASCAR crowd did not appreciate that.
Are a lot of NASCAR races
Yeah.
BYOB?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I've been to the Indy 500, which is also BYOB.
Yeah.
And that's IndyCar, which is like, am I safe to, I feel like you know a little bit more about racing. I kind of feel like IndyCar is in between F1 and NASCAR. It's like a mix of both.
Yeah, it's just
The cars look like F1, but they race more like NASCAR.
Well, yeah, at that race they do. It's an oval.
Because it's so, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that
They
I don't
have-
know a
they
lot
do
about
have-
IndyCar.
they've
I'm sure
got
they
more
do.
road races. Yeah, they do.
It's
Yeah.
open wheel cars.
Yeah.
The
difference is
stock
that
car.
with stock cars and NASCAR,
Yeah.
Rubbin's racing.
That's right, baby. you those F1 cars, you
can't-
touch them, they're just,
yeah,
they
yeah.
fly off the track.
Yeah.
And another thing, F1 races are so much more. They're condensed. There's not near as many laps.
Okay.
There's only a couple pit stops, maybe. These dudes. There's tons of laps. It's more of an endurance thing than anything. I mean, these drivers.
Totally.
It's just NASCAR gets a lot of shit talked on it because it's so difficult to watch on TV. But
Yeah.
if you can go out there and especially in the heat, think about getting in one of those stock cars, going 200 miles an hour with the windows down.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's somebody literally on your ass, like pushing you. I freak out on the highway. Like on the way here, I'm going 55. There's this asshole behind me that just couldn't get by me quick enough.
Yeah,
And you know, you're grabbing the wheel.
So who's your guy out there? Who's your NASCAR
Dude,
guy?
see, like that's the thing. I don't even know the current drivers. I always follow the number 2 car because I used to be the Miller Lite car. That's who I would just stick by.
You were just dedicated to the sponsor of a car.
Number 2. Correct.
You even know what team Miller Lite was? You know if it was
No.
a Toyota or a Chevy?
I don't.
Camry or a what's the Chevy? What are they
Here it
racing
is.
in?
Oh, it's Brad Keselowski.
Keselowski, yeah.
And
He's-
I don't
he's a
even
name.
think
He's a name.
Yeah, it's a Ford. Yeah, you know, I stick by.
What are the
number 2.
Chevys? Is it a Malibu? Is it a Chevy Malibu?
I don't know.
Is it an Impala? I'm not sure.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm glad you went out there. I tell me this: what's it like going and coming as far as traffic, getting in and out of that facility?
So on my way to COTA,
Yeah.
which is like a 40-minute drive, I was like, I've been out to COTA one other time, I believe, and it was to drive the track.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. My dad, you know, he's got like his toy is like a it's not a Z06, but it's a I can't remember the name of it. It's a Corvette. And it's one of the sportier models. And so there was an opportunity through like Corvette clubs to bring your Corvette out,
That's awesome.
drive it around the track. So that was pretty cool to do. It was awesome actually. That's the only other time I've been out at COTA, and it was pretty. That was like on a Sunday, nothing really else going on out there, so I got down there pretty quick. Anyway, this is very regional for everybody listening, so I apologize. Quick, so just to be brief about it, I was driving down there and I was like, yeah, this is why I never come down here.
Yeah.
Because this is so damn far away.
I know, dude.
And it's such an annoying drive, and you have to back road it, and it's not just like a straight shot down a highway, and it's annoying. Like, it's annoying to get there, and I'm so happy that like the Q2 Austin FC Stadium is going in, and they're going to be hosting a lot of concerts.
Thank
and
God.
I've already seen more and more acts popping up at the new amphitheater on the east side. Like, that's where Sylvan Esso is playing pretty soon, and that's where there's another big group coming. I can't Foster the People or something.
The new Moody place is going
and
to be
then
incredible.
That's what I'm talking about. The new Isn't that the new Moody Amphitheater?
The one I'm talking about is on campus that they're building.
Oh, okay. So we got that coming, and then there's the new basketball spot for UT basketball that will double as a That's where,
what
like,
I'm talking about.
That's the new Moody. That's where like Bieber and The Weeknd are next year. I'm so happy for this. Do not ever put another big act out at COTA again.
They're still doing it.
I don't think so, man.
You're not going out to Kings of Leon out there?
I will. I refuse to go out to a concert.
Me
out there.
too. I know. The Stones I would have gone out for if that would have actually come to fruition.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right.
Hey, check us out on patreon.com/clubcool. I've been wildly busy. It's May 26th. You've got no bonus content yet. All that means is that if you go sign up right now, you are going to get an overload of bonus content over the next 5 days because I owe it to you, and I have to put it out, so I will. You're going to get the wish list if you're in our top tier, which is like our more directional kind of high-end editorial, just about like the stuff that we're looking at from all sorts of kind of weird designery type and contemporary type brands that we may or may not be considering buying, but that are just kind of like doing something for us or shaping the direction that we want to go. You'll get our best shit on the internet list, which we've been doing for multiple months in a row now. At everything is under $100. Now that we reserve the right to flex that number up and or down, but that's if you join our $2 a month tier, you're going to get that. It's been a very, very popular list. A lot of people have had nice things to say about it, and I appreciate that. And then I'm going to try to get you a bonus pod as well this week. I don't know what I'm going to riff on, but I'm going to riff on something. It's just going to be me speaking into a microphone, and you're going to love every minute of it like Kramer. Check it out, patreon.com/clubcool. That is the best way to support this podcast and allow us to keep doing what we were doing. You have two options. There's a $2 tier and a $5 tier. Once again, that high-end wish list and the bonus pods, those are in the $5 a month tier. There's a yearly option. You can save a little skrill, but you can also just go $2 a month. You won't even notice it come out of your bank account. That's where you're going to get that our every month best shit on the internet, very affordable kind of stuff that we have in our carts and are kind of geeked up to buy imminently. So once again, patreon.com/clubcool. We thank you for everybody that is already a patron, supporting the pod. That's why we're here. That's why we're able to record. All right, Phil.
I mean, if you sign up now, within the next 10 minutes, Barrett will provide the best back roads to and from COTA.
Yeah, I will.
Within the next 10 minutes, you have to sign up. He will give you the best route.
I'll screenshot my ways.
Yeah.
And I'll post it.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to crunch some ice there. I'm a big ice cruncher.
That's
Everybody
bad for
knows
your
that about
teeth.
me.
It's
That's
bad
what my
for your
mom has
teeth.
always said that. I've always been fine. Sorry, Mom. Let's see. Okay. So, once again, a lot of people have been asking about shoes for vacations in the beach, specifically. What are your beach shoes? Basically, like, I got my camp collar, I got my E-way shorts, or I got my swim trunks, I got my crochet knits. Like, now what do I wear on my shoes? So we're going to talk about that. But then people also wanted us to do a little swimwear talk this year. We have not done that. I don't know if we did it at all last year. Once again, both of these things I feel like we're kind of flailing on because we didn't have the need for them last summer. Mm-hmm. It's basically been a 2-year gap. I went on like one little weekend trip with some friends last year to a lake house. I needed like 2 things to wear. I didn't even need shoes really. And I needed a swimsuit to jump in the lake for. There was nothing else to prep for. I didn't go on any vacations. I did not hit a single pool. Like, it's just, I forgot what shoes to wear in the summer. Like, and obviously I wasn't really investing too much in swimwear. Although we'll get to that. I did pick up a swimsuit last season. Anyway, first let's talk about where we're going on vacation, okay. And then we can kind of use that to guide maybe our own personal decisions here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to San Diego. I do intend on doing a hotel pool day, and I do intend on doing a beach day.
Okay.
In La Jolla. Also, this weekend I mentioned we'll be staycationing. We'll have a couple of pool days as well, so we can reference those kind of like more local. You're hitting up your whatever it is, your wet deck. You're going to a hotel pool. Maybe it's just a neighborhood pool, but it's got some swag to it or whatever. So we can we'll use those as our reference points as well. Where are you headed in California?
Outside of Santa Barbara, so flying into the dreaded LAX and renting a car. But we were going to originally go to like Napa and Sonoma, but we've already done that. And I've just heard a lot about, the wines outside of Santa Barbara and Santa Ynez
Valley. Are you going to be close to Joshua Tree?
No.
No? Okay.
No. That'd be cool.
Will there be any opportunities to microdose mushrooms, though?
No.
No, okay.
I will be macrodosing wine.
Okay, gotcha. Will you see any bodies of water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Barbara, we're going to go to Santa Barbara for the day, but we're staying in this cute little Airbnb outside of a little town called Sauvage. That's how I'm saying it. Solvang. It's a little. It's like a horse ranch. And we have a little cottage.
Do you have a yurt?
No, it's a. She's got stone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But it's gonna be great, dude. We just wanted something a little bit different, relaxing, and then the opportunity to kind of pop off and go to.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 4 different little wineries. There's gonna be great food out there, great restaurants, and it's like a low key
Napa with water available.
With water available, not particularly in this town, but within 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's not really there's some great hikes.
Yeah.
It's a nice little low key. Have you seen the movie Sideways?
I'm very familiar with it. I've actually never seen it front to back. I need to watch it.
Based on this exact spot we're going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is more terrestrial, more terra, less agua.
There you go. There you go. That's why I liked we did the Oregon coast before, and getting into those trees and the negative ions and the silence is a real plus for me. I love that.
I know nothing about that.
Well, you should do it.
Yeah. I will. I'm choosing like a scenester pool day on Sunday on a rooftop pool deck.
You are a scenester.
So we've got different vibes going. Yeah, I just man, that does sound good. It does.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that's not where my head is
Right.
right now.
Mm-hmm. You're
Like,
trying to get out there.
I'm trying to get out there. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Good.
So
Very good.
so slightly different there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like you said, you might see a beach, you might see a body of water, something like that. So we've got some some shared experience going on there as well.
But
So
we will be sharing the Carpenter pool.
we will be sharing the don't
Okay.
no free ads.
I don't anticipate them sponsoring us
No,
anytime.
I'm playing. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're having ourselves some pool days this weekend, and well, first and foremost, okay. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place here today. It's a little bit later in the afternoon, and I apologize.
He's had some drinks.
It probably sounds like it, honestly. Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
Have you noticed some negative sentiment towards Airbnb on the interwebs and in the memes recently?
No.
Okay.
What have you seen?
Let me just preface this by saying, for the last several months, I've been very bullish on Airbnb. It's like a stock pick. This is not financial advice,
Oh, okay.
but I've liked Airbnb because it just seems like something that is going to be with us forever now, right? It's like you're planning a vacation, you're going to look at Airbnb, you're going to look at hotels, right? Like depending on what you want, some like your trip to Santa Barbara here, you might want something. You might not want service. You might not want a lot of people. You might not want you might want something more secluded or a little bit more local or in a certain neighborhood, et cetera, et cetera. So I've been feeling very strong on Airbnb as we return to travel and as we return to some sense of normalcy in our lives. And then over the last few weeks, I have started to see like a crop of memes and articles and social posts that are basically like calling out Airbnb for being a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And in preparation for this San Diego trip, I've kind of seen a little bit of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because these days with Airbnb, and this is also partially because of the cities cracking down on all the Airbnbs and wanting their piece, you click on like $115 a night Airbnb.
That ain't $115.
And it can be like a $230 a night Airbnb after all the fees and the taxes and the cleaning fee and all the little, nickel
Service
and diming,
charge.
the service charge, all the nickel and diming that
Yeah.
the hosts are doing, the service is doing, and that the cities are doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's really, 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 like, I hate that. I
Yeah.
hate anything where it's like, just put in the fee. It's like, put in the fees and don't tell me about the fees. Just add them so that I know what the price is.
Yeah.
But I hate that feeling of like, oh, this place looks great and it sounds really reasonable. And then it's double what you were just advertised.
Yeah.
Because of all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I do really think that that's an issue. Like,
it is an issue.
That, like, I know that hotels do a little bit of this as well. There's resort fees or whatever that you can't pay for online, or if you book through points or through some type of portal, that's like something that you still owe at the hotel, which is kind of lame. But at the same time, it's just a little bit more expected, and it's less egregious because all that stuff like service fees and cleaning fees are built into that hotel price.
Right.
And so I've also talked to people that like left Airbnbs, did their absolute best to clean up and leave everything as is, and are still getting dinged
Ooh, really?
for stuff. So I feel like the hosts are getting
That's fucked.
very, very nitpicky about what you do and how you leave things and like.
I've never had a bad experience
So
with an Airbnb.
I haven't either, but outside of something ending up not being quite as advertised, like looks wise,
Yeah, right.
But I've not had a bad experience like that
Yeah.
so far. But like I said, it's been a while since I've participated in an Airbnb.
Yeah. Well, I just booked 2 of them.
So
So the thing with Airbnb is you gotta read the reviews.
yeah,
And I'm not kidding, read every one of them. If there's 100 of them, read them all. Just skim them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been tons that I have been close to, on the final list, and then I read something about it being loud a couple times. I mean, it doesn't take more than 2 people saying it's loud for me to be like, all right, I'm out. Or By the way, the AC is controlled by the host who lived next door. That's something I just found out on one
Wow.
of these. Yeah. So in
Okay.
New Orleans, we're looking in the Garden District, and it's
Uh-huh.
all these old historical homes that, they're dividing into
Yeah.
these Airbnbs,
Okay.
and we're going in July, so you need that AC crank.
You need it.
And
Yeah.
so I found out that the AC is actually controlled by the owners of the house. It's a whole thing. Out.
Canceled.
No, on to the next one.
Okay.
No, I didn't even book it. But
Okay. All right.
we'll see, man.
Here's the other thing that I would like from Airbnb. I want this feature as kind of like a good faith trade off for all the fees and services that you're going to hit me with. If I'm looking at Airbnb and there's a place that's not booked 7 days from now and I'm interested in it, why can't I offer that host a price?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I see you have this listed at $179, but you don't have your Sunday through Wednesday booked next week, so I'll do $135
Yeah.
a night. Like, maybe that's opening up a can of worms
It
that they
is.
don't want the host to have to deal with.
For sure.
Like, but
Bidding.
it also seems like you could book more nights that way if there was some flexibility or bidding or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you could opt in as a host to something like that.
Right.
So anyway,
The bidding war option.
I'm not sure. I'm now on the fence about Airbnb.
Okay. Well,
So
are you booked you're booked at a hotel, I'm assuming.
I'm booked at a hotel. Yeah.
So for me, if everything after fees on both the hotel and the Airbnb come out to about the same, and the Airbnb is just as nice, if not nicer, I'm going that route. Because what I'm looking for is I don't typically these days like to be in like a city center with a lot of action.
Sure.
I'd rather be in a neighborhood or in, like, for example, South Congress is a good example. Like, I don't want to be downtown Austin.
Right.
I'd rather be at the San Jose.
Yeah.
Or at the Carpenter. And for those kind of boutique hotels, you're going to pay a premium.
Right.
And if you could find a house in the same neighborhood or within the same vicinity,
Yep.
I'm going to go that route.
Yeah, I feel you. But there are just so many variables.
There's a ton. That's why you got to read all the reviews.
And that is I hear you on the reviews. It's very important, but there is a certain, it's just kind of like for me, you do that, if I stack those two things up, I think I'm more likely to go to hotel because
Right.
it's like
you know what you're getting.
the bed's going to be comfortable.
Right.
The air is going to be cold.
Yeah.
And it's just like, am I willing to take that risk?
Yeah,
so
Makes sense.
I'm still in. It's not like I'm selling my Airbnb stock. I'm just not buying anymore at the moment because I'm trying to
yeah.
giving it a little bit more time. Okay, let's jump into to swimwear. We're going swimming this weekend. Are you are you covered on suits? Have you shopped at all?
I haven't shopped for suits.
And-
I dropped the ball on that
Well, that's okay.
every year.
That's okay because I've got you can. I'm okay if you get the same one that I got for this weekend.
Okay, pull it up. I knew it was gonna be so stupid. $600.
This is a little Rick Owens one piece for men.
Ooh.
With one sleeve.
I'll tell you
and
what,
then
that's perfect.
Multiple cutouts.
I usually have to wear the 100 SPF.
It's the right arm too. It's
the left arm.
Well, I mean, it's the
Yeah.
correct arm for you to protect
Beautiful.
your tattoos.
This
Wait,
might be
what do you have to wear? You have to wear like a protective
100
sleeve.
SPF.
Oh,
And like a thick coat of it. Or I have
Wow.
a sleeve that has SPF in it, which I'm
Yeah.
not wearing at the fucking pool, but
Yeah.
if I'm golfing or something. This is great.
yeah. And this is what I really like about this is that you're going to get a super interesting tan that will be an automatic conversation starter later in the day. It's also, this is perfect because maybe you're a Speedo guy because you like to get the legs a little bronzed up. Well, you're going to get all the bronze that those gams can handle. So, yes,
That's
a
nice.
little one piece for men from Rick
600, that's not bad.
for only $600. So that's what you can catch me in
Okay.
this weekend. No,
No.
I think here's the thing about swimsuits. I don't think the style for them, like what people are going for, has really changed all that much over the last 3 years or so. I think you have two main options. I feel like for kind of like your pool day swimsuits. You go with the e-waist, the kind of classic swim trunk, what we call a volley, a lot of times, and like within the industry or the business, just your classic elastic waist, ties at the front, kind of can be a kind of blousey fit, shorter length. You know, different brands going to be a little bit more tailored than others, basically, right? One of my favorite brands for this type of short is Bather.
Yeah, they're good.
I've posted about them on those Patreon lists.
Yep.
They use I think 100% recycled materials in their suits. They are very, very quick to dry. And last year, I picked up a tie-dye suit from Bather, and I picked up another one from a far, far more expensive designer. I reached for the Bather every time.
Yeah.
That there is the thing with swimsuits, and we're going to get into this with shoes as well. There is an expensive tier that's kind of like built to wear, right? Another brand that we've talked about here before and that I'm still a big fan of is Orla Bar Brown. That's an expensive trunk, but I don't feel bad wearing the shit out of it. I can beat the hell out of it because that's exactly what it's designed for. If you go above that, if you get into like the designer swimsuits, whether it's Burberry or Dries Van Noten or whoever else, it's like then you're in a swimsuit that's too expensive, and you're worried about like the sweat and the chlorine damage, or if you're at the beach about getting it covered in sand or like tearing it on the reef, or like, you know what I mean? So they're it's very, very much that's if you go that high end, that is your like scene swimsuit.
Right.
You're not doing too much in that. And I like so when you go with something like Bather, it's it's not a cheap swimsuit. It's not Gap or ASOS level price. You're still going to pay $80-$90, maybe a little less. There's some on sale on Essence right now, actually. But I feel like you get the best of both worlds. You get a really nice contemporary cut. You get a swimsuit that you don't have to baby. You get a really cool print and a nice classic shape. So that's kind of been my go-to brand as far as recommendations recently. Hit up a store like Stag. Look through their collection if you like something a little maybe beachy and surfy. They carry Caton and a couple other brands that I'm a fan of. Obviously, I got to throw in a plug for Howler. Our shorts are more geared to beach and beach activity. You're going to get a board short look, but nothing down to your knees like old school Billabong or anything like that. And we actually do have a tie waist and elastic waist right now to boot, but no mesh lining in that. And I'm a mesh lining guy.
You are?
For a suit that I'm going to swim in.
Okay. I hate
that I'm going to be
liner.
in the water. I need a little.
You need something down there.
Something.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, no, none of mine have liners. I don't think. Another brand, Bonobos.
Yeah.
I have a Bonobos that's
Okay.
held up well. You
That's
can
good.
beat the shit out of it. And it's a decent cut. It's not the most comfortable because it's actually really stiff, but not too bad.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan. It's simple, and it's a good cut. You know what I mean? Not too short. Definitely not too long. Just saw Aaron Rodgers in Hawaii.
Oh yeah. What'd he have on?
Board shorts like below the knee. I'll see if I can. Who's his fiance?
Shailene Woodley.
Is that who? What's she in? There she is. Yeah.
Is this a picture you're talking about right here?
Yeah. There he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
He is bent over, too, so
They're
maybe-
above his knee because he's like 6'5". But yeah, I don't know. He's Aaron Rodgers. I'm a little. I don't know. With these guys that are really, really big like this, would he look too big if he was in like some skimpier trunks?
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how big his legs are, right?
Yeah.
If he's got like skinny legs, which I don't think he does.
There's no way he has skinny legs.
Right.
But this guy would cut a mean figure in a more tailored suit. This is but this is a good point. This is really the only thing that you got to stay away from in my mind.
Right.
Right? You just don't want I think if anything has changed over the last couple years, it's that at one point going short, going to like your chubby's length swimsuit was like a hey, look at me moment.
Right.
It was you were doing a fashion swerve by going really short like that. And now I think the shorter swimsuit is very, very much expected for like beyond just like stylish guys or guys that are being funny and gimmicky.
Yeah.
That's just for me, that's where I'm at. And a good example of that is the Orlebar Brown that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I was always a big fan of they're kind of like the first trunk that they put out was the Bulldog, which was supposed to sit maybe 2 to 3 inches above the knee. If I was to buy a new one now, like I would absolutely go with the Setter, which is a shorter silhouette. Here we go on a. Now this is this model is probably 6'2" or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Aaron probably doesn't want a suit that looks like this on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably, if you're tall, the Bulldog's still great. You can still go with that 6-7 inch inseam.
Mm-hmm.
But for smaller guys like us, I feel like bringing it up shorter just enhances our overall vibe.
It wouldn't enhance my vibe.
You don't think so?
No, my legs are too skinny. It would not be good. My vibe would be off.
I disagree, Phil. I think your vibe would be totally groovy.
Go to the Bulldogs. Let's see what those look like.
All right, let's see if I can pull up a pair of Bulldogs. Bulldog. But that's just I think that's like the big takeaway though is just that you can pretty much go as short as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a swerve anymore. It's just kind of like that's the
wear
look.
A one piece if you want.
You can wear a one piece with one sleeve if you want to. So here's the Bulldog, and I can actually pull up we can take a look here. Oh, let's see. Let's get a model. Let's get a model shot, huh?
What's the inseam on that?
Probably 6.
Yeah.
Everybody likes the 5-inch. I know that's the big number right now that is always tossed around. I think that if you're looking for something kind of new or different that's not your classic print, I feel like that type of solid active short in the vein of a baggies. Noah makes some. I'm sure J. Crew has like a solid volley like that. But like that's also I feel like that's very popular. It's just like a solid kind of nylon active short rather than something that is very specifically like a swimsuit.
Yes.
I gotta be a contrarian here. I don't really like Patagonia baggies.
I don't either.
The pockets are too deep.
They just don't fit me.
You can't. They're
too baggy.
Yes, I do. I for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But my even bigger complaint is that like if I drop some stuff in my baggies pockets, they're like swanging all around.
Same with Sunday shorts from OV, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't have that issue with those. Those Patagonia pockets like go all the way damn near down to the.
They could be like
to the hem.
Girls cut off like denim. You can have little pockets
right in the little
pocket.
Yeah, well, if you load them down with like keys or a phone, I feel like they want to do that.
That'd be nice.
So
it's a good look.
Let's see. Any other brands that I wanted to throw out here? Oh, so Orlebar was kind of like that's probably one that you've heard of, kind of the James Bondian Euro short, tailored short, quote unquote beach to bar look. The one that I kind of peruse more recently, I don't own anything from them, but I like their look is Frescobol Carioca, and I think this is a Brazilian brand, and it kind of has it's got that, it's got that bright kind of South American vibe, which skews a little Euro and also works super well. And if you're putting together your Positano Amalfi Coast look, but a lot of good patterns.
I liked that first one, the pink like tie-dye look.
Yeah, those are sick. So that's what I got for swim, man. Any other things?
I can't wait to see what you pull out.
I showed you already.
Oh, you're gonna be wearing all that?
No, my Rick Owens.
Oh. All right, fun.
That's okay. The setter that I mentioned is a 4-inch inseam, and the Bulldog is. Drum roll, please. Just kidding. You don't have to do a drum roll.
5.
I think it's 6. The setter is 6. Yep. So that's your difference. Both great choices, but I would choose the 4 right now over the 6.
Okay.
Okay, Phil, shall we talk shoes now?
Sure.
Okay. This is the one everybody is asking me about, and I think having a hard time figuring out a little bit. And here's why. I know the reason why. It's because there's not really one good answer that solves for all of the equations. There's not one shoe that like you can shoehorn into every body of water situation. Like I cannot think of, for me, there's not anything that works as a pool shoe, as a beach shoe, that looks good with like a full on like fit. Like if you're going to like a beach wedding, there's you kind of, you need different things for, or you could easily have like a different shoe for each one of those things, depending on, you know, like a bunch of different variables. You know, how careful are you going to be with the shoes? Are you going to get a bunch of sand in them? How wet are they going to get? Are we talking like Vegas bottle service pool? Or are we talking like classy resort pool? Because those are two different things, you know? And so it's very, very difficult to boil down to like, oh, well, here is your blanket answer for your beach vacation resort shoe that's going to work in every situation.
Yeah.
I put this again on a Patreon list. I'm okay saying it out loud here because it's a month or so old, and so I will reveal to all podcast listeners. But what I had picked to kind of try to answer this list was a Vans sneaker called the Epoch. The Epoch LX, I believe, is the official name, in just like a classic white.
Mm-hmm.
And this feels like this is, you know, you there you go. You got to. Phil is wearing a pair of Epochs right now, as it turns out,
with my Madewell women's socks.
Oh wow! How about that?
Huh?
Those are nice.
They're nice.
I like those. So this is it. You know, 8 years ago, give or take, we were all big on like canvas kind of plimsoll shoes, the type that you get from Keds or CVs or whatever. This feels a little bit more modern, and I think is more versatile as well, because this doesn't have to be a beach shoe. You can wear this with, you know, you can make this into like a skater look, or you can make this into a contemporary look with like chinos and a button down or something like that. But I do think that this works as this shoe can get beat up, it can get a little grungy, and it'll still look great. It's light enough to wear on the beach, and in this kind of color, like you could wear these down to the pool. All that being said, I still think you want something a little bit more water-faring for those wetter activities, obviously. But the Vans Epoch is kind of like that's my bridge suggestion for, I want something that'll kind of work beachy vibes like that, but I also am going to wear it with like real clothes, with real casual clothes. Other options on my list, man. There's a time and a place for flip-flops. I still own flip-flops because I need flip-flops. And so my personal choice, in fact, the only flip-flops that I will wear are the natural colored hemp rainbow flip-flops. Everything else looks like doo-doo butter on my feet. I don't know why, but it's like a brain thing. I've tried other brands. I've tried Harimaris. I put them on, and I'm like, why do these look so bad?
Yeah.
The light colored hemp rainbows. But that's my beach shoe. When I go for surf lessons and to hit La Jolla Shores in San Diego, like, I'm having on flip-flops.
Yeah.
They feel good. They're comfortable, easy to walk in, easy to knock sand off of. Don't care if they get wet. Easy to pack up. Like, that's just, like, you're totally fine to wear flip-flops on the beach.
I usually roll with Jack Purcell's, just based on, I mean, like, something like this.
Yeah.
That have already been beat to shit.
Yep.
And I don't own flip-flops because I can never pull them off, and they fall off my feet. I've got the skinniest, most narrow foot probably on the planet.
You should be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I think I should.
Yeah.
And so it's either that or I'm just barefoot. That's typically the move for me.
So what are you going to wear down? What are you going to wear down in the pool this weekend?
Nothing.
My
feet.
You will go barefoot
from the room
room to the pool. No,
That's
you're
right.
not.
Yeah, well.
That's a good way to get staff.
If there is a chance that we're gonna go like to the bar or something, of course I'm gonna go find some shoes. But more than likely, yeah. Because here's the thing, like with
you're throwing some beat up Jack Purcells in the pool bag, then.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have to fully dry off the foot. That's the problem with putting on an actual shoe. I don't want to put them in there wet.
Yeah, right. That's what she said.
Randy!
Uncalled for, Randy.
See, this is when your little soundboard would be
God, I forgot. I wanted to use
blowing it.
I wanted to use them today.
Perfect.
Got him!
What was Paul Rudd's character in Forgetting Sarah Marshall? What was his name?
Kuno?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Something like that?
That's who you're going to be hanging with
I hope so.
when you get your surf
When I
lessons.
get my surf lesson?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
He had
all
the
right.
visor. Man, the visor. What happened to the visor? Those are gone.
Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Haven't seen one in years.
No. Even the golf visor, I feel like, lost popularity.
Bring it back.
Okay. There's obviously the water shoe. We got to talk about the water shoe.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about here is the shoe of the summer that everybody's making and wearing now, whether it's a Berkey from Birkenstock or a Croc or a Merrell Hydro Mock or even your Yeezy foams or, the Elite shoes that I showed on Instagram last week or whatever. Like, we're talking a rubber shoe, very comfortable, very easy on, very easy off, usually with some holes to drain water or to keep the foot cool and with some air circulation. Now, this for me is good. It's good for pool, bad for beach. Sand is going to get all up in these things.
And it doesn't come out.
And it's hard there. It's hard to get out. And then you're just going to feel like you're walking on sand.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want that. But it is a good option for a pool, and especially if you need something that is like very, very easy to clean. Like if you're worried that these are going to get absolutely thrashed, this type of rubber shoe, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
Easy to just blast off with the hose, keep it moving.
Natives,
yeah. Did you pull trig on anything like this?
No,
know
I was
you
going to
were-
pull trigger on the Hydromox. By the way, you already know this, but our listeners don't. I was asking Barrett about the name of the Merrell shoe, Hydromock. He texted me the name. Never Google searched, nothing. Just a text. 12 hours later, I'm getting hit up on Instagram, Target ads from Merrell.
Yeah.
Hydromock.
So here's a tip
They're
for
watching.
the skinny foot boys. I don't know. Did you see our gram when I posted those Elites, those all white Elite shoes?
Did you keep those?
I still have them. I think I'm going to return them.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Yeah. I mostly wanted to see them. They popped up out of nowhere. I hadn't even heard of them before when I saw them like populate on Nordstrom or something like that. I think, it was Nordstrom. And I was like, these look kind of crazy and cool. I got to see. And they were selling out, and I saw listings on Grailed. And so it was one of those moments where I was just like, oh, well, I'll just pick these up. Worst case, I can return them back to Nordstrom. Best case, they're selling for $1,000 on Grailed. And they are cool, but it's one of those things that it's like, if I was 30, I keep them because I kept shit like that when I was 30. But now it's like I'm trying to be more practical and more reasonable. This is a very funky looking shoe that I'm going to enjoy, but that I will wear 2 times this summer, and that other people will say, what the shit is that? Which I am very much okay with for some things. This I decided, so what I decided that I wanted to go with what I originally wanted, which is the all-white Hydro Mock. Now that's a women's version. So I've now ordered 2 pairs of the women's white Hydro Mocks to try to figure out the sizing conversion, because the sizing of those is already weird.
What is the sizing like?
So you want to take, for the men's, I recommend taking your true Brannick size, your true size. But they're going to feel big when you put them on in your true size, because they're supposed to be easy on, easy off. So you're going to have room. If you want them to feel snug, then you go a size down from your true size. So I've now gone up 1 and up 2 in the women's to see which one feels better. I don't think it works like that. I think that the women's sizing is basically like half sizing in men's. It's also a slightly narrower width, but throwing it out there for you, the narrow width might be.
Why didn't I look at those?
Might be great.
Dumbass. But the one I wanted was the Boulder colorway.
Yeah, they
and
don't.
that's-
Yeah,
that's
they.
gone.
Yeah. So you got your water shoe, you got your Crocs, you got your Hydro Mock, stuff like that. I talked about flip-flops. We talked about some sneakers. Now, if you want like a real classy look, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of leather sandals as well. And I don't, by seeing, I don't mean here in Austin. I don't see people walking around in this type of stuff. But this is, they're on all the sites. All the brands are making them. So I've got, they're basically classed up versions of Birkenstock Arizonas, right? It's a strappy sandal,
I like those.
cut from leather. Here.
The ones that you were just on.
These.
With the back, yeah.
Yeah. And, I think we've called these gladiator sandals before is one of the names for them. It's not really a look that I've ever been super into. It feels it's too adult to me. Like,
Yeah.
I see this type of stuff and I think of like a very, very rich 50-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Or like a dude with a yacht.
Yeah.
So
Like those.
right here.
To the left.
These?
Yeah.
I actually like these. I talked about these on a Patreon Circling Back podcast.
That's what my dad used to
These
rock.
are Hirachis.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into this. I don't
I
hate
like that dude's cardigan. What's that? Going down the rabbit hole now. Let's forget it.
That's Capital.
Ah, perfect.
But this is an option. Maybe that's the look you want. Maybe you've got kind of
Maybe I'll bring my cardigan to the pool.
maybe you've got a rich dad vibe going on and you want a pair of leather sandals. But yeah, this is an option that this is not for getting thrashed by the pool.
Right.
And you're definitely not going to walk like daintily into the ocean in these. No, you're going to have to pick these up. You're going to have to take them off your feet and walk barefoot. Mm-hmm. So, man, those are the options. This is tough though. Like I've been thinking about what exactly what shoes I will bring to San Diego. And I think I've got on Vans today too, checkerboard slip-ons. I'll probably bring these. I'll probably bring a pair of flip-flops. And then maybe some Golden Goose for evenings.
You staying on the beach?
And that's probably it. No. Staying in town. So that's what I got, man. It really is tough. You do kind of this does kind of require you to bounce around from shoe to shoe. Mm-hmm. For me, anyways, because I just need different things from each experience, from each venue,
Each venue.
So, yeah, that's all I got. Oh, actually, I did. Let's see, where are we on time? I did want to talk about one more thing. Are you familiar with Taika Waititi?
Nope.
No.
The hell's that?
He is a big time director.
Uh-huh.
Makes some great movies, like Jojo Rabbit.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Thor Ragnarok, and he's got the new one, Thor Love.
Good timing.
I did it. He's a Kiwi. He's a New Zealand guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think he was involved in Mandalorian at some point. He was the voice of one of the droids. I think he might have directed a couple episodes as well. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he's big time. He's being hired to do all sorts of stuff. He was spotted down in Australia, where he is shooting the new Thor movie. And after an all-night party, apparently, he was hanging out on the balcony of his house, and he had a throuple situation going on.
Ooh.
Now, he has, as one does when they get very, very rich and very, very famous, he has left his wife, and he is now
God damn.
He is now dating Rita Ora, who can only be described as a sex pot, I would say. Do you concur?
Didn't she date the Kardashian dude?
Rita Ora? Yes. Man, look at that memory on you.
No shit. That sticks out because
you've been watching some Kardashians.
No, it's just like.
Yeah. Anyway, so this was in plain sight. They had mimosas going. This was early in the morning, all night party. I bring this up, one, because we're doing Pop Culture Minute here for this, but he had on a great look.
Yeah.
For our bandana boys out there, he had a nice indigo bandana tied perfectly around his neck. He had a really cool chore jacket in that kind of French blue with like a dope piece of embroidery on the back. And, great looking watch, black pants, very, very, very easy to replicate and pull off for pretty much anybody. But here's the twist. He also had Tessa Thompson involved on this balcony, and the three of them, Phil, they were canoodling. Is how I would describe this. And it's just, what a time to be alive. This is the true, I feel like this moment in pop culture is the true kickoff of Hot Vax Summer, where we have Taika Waititi and his relatively recent hot girlfriend. It's like, do you ever listen to rap songs and you hear somebody like rapping about it, like, and I'm with a girl who likes girls, that type of thing. And you're like, no, that doesn't exist. That's called it's fake.
Yeah.
That's a prostitute. They're doing the thing. They're making out with you with another girl because they
were paid
think,
to do that.
They think, or they think you're going to buy them a Chanel bag or whatever.
Sure.
Here it is, right out for everybody to see. Real live, big time movie star celebrities. And Taika Waititi has dating a girl who likes girls, and it's the true kickoff to Hot Vax Summer.
I'm happy for them, all of them.
Now, I think they might have been microdosing.
It appears so. Look at his face.
Look at his face. But this just looked like just the best party, just the absolute best. And Australia, I think they felt like the first big country to kind of kill the invisible enemy. Mm-hmm. And now that we have also defeated there's the back of his jacket.
Ah, yes. Now there's another dude now.
Yeah. I don't know how he
Where'd he
factored
come
in,
from?
but look at the body language here. He is clearly he's a seat away from Tessa Thompson.
He's on the fringe.
He's on the fringe.
Yeah.
He's fringe guy. He wasn't involved in whatever is going on between the other three. So.
Tessa Thompson, what has she been in?
Westworld season 3.
Oh, really?
Thor. She's also Valkyrie in the Marvel movies and in the Thor movies. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't, but
No?
I know her from Westworld for sure. If you'd pull that up. When is that? What's the deal for that?
Where's the Jeopardy? What, Jeopardy?
No, with Westworld. Do we know?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. My God, she's got. I wouldn't recognize her with that hair.
She's got some. Yeah, she's got
dreads.
very different. Yeah, braids.
braids,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what?
What?
Good for him.
That's what I'm saying, man. That is what I am saying. Yeah. So that wraps it up for the Pop Culture Minute. Everybody look. This is Memorial Day weekend. MDW.
Go get your throuple on.
Get your throuple on. Start that Hot Vax Summer. Get yourself some pool time. Get yourself a men's one-piece swimsuit if you need to. Any closing further thoughts today, Phil?
No, a men's two-piece. Now, that's something that Rick Owens wouldn't do.
Oh, he would do that. Oh, he definitely would.
I'd love to see that.
I'm still, look, I would be lying. We're right about it here at an hour. I can drop this. This is the safe space of the podcast.
Yeah.
If Nike came out with like workout crops for dudes, I'd wear them.
I would love it. Woo! I would love to see that.
Not like all the way up to the chest, but like
Ezekiel Elliott?
like football practice, cut right at the top of the abs, like that's
Like Zeke.
Yeah, you bet your ass.
The only thing missing from that?
Look, ladies get to show it off all their hard work in their workout gear. Why don't I?
Hey, dude, cut the fucking shirt.
That's
Just
all I'm saying.
crop your shirts. It's pretty easy.
Maybe I
Get
will.
the tattoo.
Maybe I will.
You wanted to get the butterfly on the stomach.
I
Go
did.
do it.
I did. Yeah. Ooh, man, that'd be hot. All right. Patreon.com/clubcool. Obviously, we're on Instagram at clubcoolpod. And yeah, man, everybody have a great holiday weekend. Enjoy any vacations that you're going on. Hit me up at clubcoolpod.
Yeah.
If you have any other questions, anything like that. Hey, one of the other Patreon perks, you get access to the Discord. That's a great place to ask anybody for anything. I was getting San Diego Rex in there recently.
Fantastic.
Whole bunch of shit
Very
popping
good.
off in there. So that might be the best thing that we do there on Patreon.
We've started a community.
We really have. We've fostered one. Just like foster the people. All right.
Just like foster people. All right. Love y'all.
That'll do it. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
to the club.